Welcome to Blue Talks.
Now I want you to close your eyes, put your pens down, and take one big giant breath with me. Inhale, and let it go. And keep your eyes closed. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Have you ever been told that you're simply not worth anyone's time? Or have been told you're not good enough to make it? Have you been told you must follow someone else's rules to fit in? Or maybe you're not meant to succeed. Or you've been told to stay in your lane and check off boxes off your to-do list. Maybe you're one of those people that likes to be innovative, but you're uncertain, unclear, or unsure of how to effectively communicate with the world and how you plan to become a change maker. Maybe you want to be a disruptor and you want to be a leading change agent despite being told that you would never be capable of running your own business. But maybe you haven't sold yourself or others on the idea yet. You can open your eyes. Hi, my name is Brittany Young, and I'm the CEO of Young Wealth, Inc. I'm a Philadelphian turned Texan, and I'm an executive sales mentor for seven-figure female financial advisors who are looking to close more sales in their businesses. Some of my clients have done amazing things in this world thus far. They've opened their own financial firms after leaving the old ones behind. They've grown their income from $300,000 to $600,000 in 1 year, from $30,000 months to $85,000 months. They've paid off 6 figures in debt and have also donated 25% of salary to charity. I help my clients blaze their own trails to become innovators and showstoppers, financial sales gurus. I help them make a lot of money using my unique sales process called the permission process. I'm also in recovery from drugs and alcohol, and I've been sober for 9 years and 4 months today. That's the last time I took my last drink. But my life hasn't always been this way. And thanks to Lisa, as she mentioned, I spent 15 years in the pharmaceutical industry selling drugs and doing them. And my life was made of constant to-do lists and chaos. I always felt under pressure, the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I drank alcohol to forget or numb the problems of not only a demanding workplace, but my own self. You see, if you haven't figured it out already, I don't like to follow rules. And I wasn't made to spend my life in a cubicle in corporate America. But as a sales rep in the pharmaceutical industry, you're told to follow a sales script, follow your boss, follow. And if you didn't follow the rules and you decided to do your own thing, well, you were a disgrace to the corporate culture, and they would kick you out the door immediately for breaking those rules. And because I was someone who wanted personal freedom and to create my own path, I left corporate and the shiny object syndrome in 2017. I started my own business and started blazing my own path. I started out in the fitness industry and became a personal trainer. I trained people in recovery from drugs and alcohol, and I also worked at 2 psychiatric facilities training psychiatric patients. That's a story for another day. I met my husband in 2018, got married in 2019, and was expecting our first child by 2020. During the beginning of my relationship, I fell back in love with business and human behavior, which led me to sales psychology. And that is what shifted me back into the business world. I started mentoring some of my recovery clients as a business mentor, ran group coaching programs and individual sessions, and I was finally getting the hang of this coaching thing. Personal development became an obsession of mine. So I hired my first business coach, and she launched a retreat out in San Diego. So I was 7 months pregnant. I waddled myself onto that airplane, plopped down into my seat. But little did I know what was about to happen and what would change the world forever as we know it. On March 7th, 2020, as I was boarding the plane to get back to Austin, Texas, I heard the president over the intercom say that we were in a national state of emergency, that you needed to get home immediately and stay put for the unforeseeable future. For the next 2.5 years of my life, I felt that pressure once again, and being told to follow the rules, follow what everyone else was doing, and to comply, all while managing business, a newborn, and postpartum depression. And because the world suddenly came to a screeching halt, so did my business, my energy, and my mental health began to severely suffer. Doctors, friends, family, they all suggested, Brittany, get on medication for your postpartum. But yeah, again, I'm not one to follow the rules. So I decided to choose to feel every single emotion, every mood swing, and every suicidal thought that crossed my cerebrum for 2 years straight. In 2021, the thoughts of wanting to die were so severe and very present. But honestly, this wasn't the first time. I had been here 9 years ago, as I mentioned, that I made the decision to get sober. And instead of ruining my life, I wanted to change it. In 2013, I lost everyone, including myself. Friends and family tried to intervene because of my addiction. But being the rule breaker, I decided to get sober and do recovery on my own terms and figure it out myself. Right before I made the decision to get sober and turn my life over to God, I had a routine blood work checkup. Sit down, I go to my doctor. For the first time ever, she shuts the door and she sits down. She looks me dead in the eye and she says, "You're at the beginning stages of liver failure. If you continue to drink this aggressively, you will be dead within a year." It wasn't the fear of death that scared me, but it was losing everyone around me because of my behavior. That is what made me want to crawl inside of a closet and die that slow, long-awaited death. So when the thoughts kept creeping back in 2021, instead of numbing with alcohol, I decided to feel. But as a result of those intrusive thoughts, I started losing clients. I lost all of my money. And I was in that spiral of guilt and shame. And I felt like such a huge disappointment to my family. So one night I decided I was going to go and sleep on my bathroom floor. And as I'm lying there talking to God, asking him to take me from this earth, curled up in the fetal position, that one night turned into 3 nights. And I was just waiting for him to take me. On the 4th night, I finally moved to my bed because I was like, okay, I can't stand these hard tile floors. I'm going into my bed. I'm going to bother my husband with this and my problems. So on that 4th night, those thoughts of wanting to die were so present that I closed my eyes and I imagined what my funeral looked like. And the thought of my family not having me around. And all of a sudden, as I was having my eyes closed, I saw this white light out in the distance. And so I followed it. And then I heard this voice, and this voice said to me, you have 2 choices. You can come with me and I'll take you if you truly want to go. Or over here, you can change your life and you can make that decision right now. Well, which one did I choose? Because clearly I'm here. So after I made that decision to stay here and change my life, I was almost like sent back into my body and I was gasping for that air. And my husband's next to me and he's shaking me and he's saying to me, oh my God, I thought you were dead. You were dead. Wait a second. What just happened? So I shared with him that story and told him everything. And he said to me, please don't ask God to take you from this world. Please stay. You're everything to me. And without you, I can't function. And neither can this family. So I decided to stay, even though I had $0 in my bank account. Creditors were calling me for their payments, and I made a bad decision of draining my investment accounts because we needed to pay our mortgage and all the other bills that I had to take care of. But in that moment, what happened changed everything for me because I got really clear. And I got really certain. And I started to communicate not only with my husband, but with God on what I truly wanted in my life. And because of that, I started thinking, what was business going to look like if I truly made that conscious decision to serve and to truly serve from that heart space when it came to business mentorship? So I played it out in my mind. What could I be doing with my time? Even though I didn't have money to spend on ads or, a new coach or what have you. What could I do? Who could I serve? What was the industry that needed my help when it came to sales? And how could I be certain that they needed my help? Which industry needed to figure out how to break the rules and to break the glass ceiling and to start communicating effectively with their clients? Guess what the answer was? The financial industry. And it hit me that I could be teaching these women how to sell. Because sales had been my entire career path, I decided to take that leap of faith and started marketing directly to women in the financial industry, even though I never worked a day of my life with numbers. I knew I'd be questioned about why the financial industry, but I remained clear and certain that this was the industry I was going to directly communicate with and start selling my coaching and mentorship to. As Jessica Weaver mentioned earlier, only 18% of the whole financial industry is made of women. Out of that small 18%, 80% of those women are in administrative roles. They're not client-facing. This hasn't changed in over 2 decades. Furthermore, 80 to 90% of people that get into the financial industry fail within the first 3 years of business. Why? Because they didn't have proper sales training. They're told to push products, push services, buy life insurance, buy this, buy that, but never sit down and build a relationship with their clients. So it turned out that there was this true need for reinvention and innovation in this industry. If I could jump, I would right now out of my boots, because I was so pumped that I could serve this industry with such gusto and heart. I felt at home, and then I was making an impact on the world. And my company began to really take shape as I created a unique method called the permission process. It's in the name. It's a 3-step process that will help you 5x, 8x, even 25x your income, while also, number 1, becoming aware of your emotions. Number 2, release your own patterns so you make sales about your clients. And 3, create a logical pathway for your clients to chase you, not the other way around. So I place emphasis on 3 parts within the permission process: certainty, clarity, and communication. Certainty is about who are you specifically targeting in your marketing and wanting to sell to. Clarity is about getting super clear on what your approach is within your business or your life. And finally, communication is how you become an effective and persuasive human. Because let's just face it, sales is human-to-human connection. By a show of hands from all of you, how many of you enjoy connecting with other humans? Cool. Do you think it's important to connect so we can have a functional society? Hands? Yeah. Do you think that we use communication every day to get what we want? Yeah. So if you've answered yes to any or all of these questions, chances are you're using sales as a strategy in your life. Whether you're a paid salesperson or not, you use these skills of certainty, clarity, and communication every single day. In the case of trying to get your toddler to put on their pajamas before bedtime, which let me tell you, it's not a lot of fun, or getting your friend to join you for that 5 a.m. workout, or convincing your boss to give you a raise, you are an influencer and you are changing the way that we approach sales. So when I got into coaching and mentoring financial advisors, I realized that sales was going to be the entryway. And I got really fired up about how I was going to specifically serve these women and teach them how to master sales. That's why it is my personal mission to make sure women in male-dominated industries not only change the game of sales, but change the money game for good. My friends, you are allowed to create the rules in the game of sales and the game of life. You're allowed to get what you want and become a change maker, a disruptor, and a leader, and the person that makes a huge difference and an impact out of your past experiences. please give yourself permission to innovate, to disrupt, and to create something magical that allows you to do amazing things, not only for the world, but in the world of your own self. Thank you for your time. And if you want to connect with me, and if this talk resonated with you this afternoon, and you're looking to change your sales game and the game of life, go ahead and text that phone number that's up there. It shoots directly to my personal cell, and you and I will hop on a connection call. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.